you know, people feel like a failure. I had a really big conversation with a client earlier today about feeling like such a failure because healing's not going the way that she wants it to. It's not happening fast enough, and she just doesn't understand what's going on. But actually, there's this impact of the long-term emotional threat that we've lived in that we really need to address. So tell me, what happens when somebody really just lives for a long time in an emotionally unsafe relationship? What actually happens internally that causes a person to just lose themselves completely?
Yeah, that's a great question. Actually, it kind of is relevant to one of the groups that you and I facilitate. One of the themes of today was self-worth and self-respect. So, and we kind of defined the difference between, worth is worth is coming from how much you feel or believe you matter, and then self-respect comes from the action of kind of, acting that how much you matter out, right? And I think those are two things that get destabilized in a relationship of covert or even overt chronic abuse. I think the kind of abuse I'm referring to is certainly can involve physical, but it's really the covert kind of invisible violence that is cumulative, that it's hard to prove, it's hard to believe is happening. If you're in an environment for an extended period of time with somebody who's doing that, I think that they literally work at destabilizing and even stealing your self-esteem and your self-worth. So how much you matter starts to kind of go by the wayside. And then your ability to respect yourself or defend yourself also gets compromised. So there's a depletion of your self-esteem and worth, your self-concept, even cognitively how you view yourself, and then the inability to actualize respect for yourself. I think all of that gets hijacked, and that creates identity confusion. Who am I? I think one of the main symptoms when I describe traumatic cognitive dissonance, one of the main symptoms a lot of people say that they are suffering from is they start to feel like they're an imposter. Like maybe I'm not even worthy of my kids. Maybe I've never been a good mother because I can't make this relationship work. This person is telling me how horrible I am. Maybe I'm horrible and I'm just blind to it. Maybe I have the disorder. There's a lot of that, like feeling like an imposter. You said failure earlier too. But I think people forget who am I? Like, I thought I was this person who had this identity and this stability, and I function well at work, and I have decent friends who care about me. But wait a minute, I can't figure out if I am an abusive monster or if I'm being abused by an abusive monster. So there's this imposter syndrome that can start to develop, where you think that you might not have known who you are, who you've been your entire life after you interact with someone like this. And that doesn't take long to dismantle. It could be in a 10-year, 20-year relationship, or it could be with someone that's been in your life for a number of months, and they're doing all of the traditional cycle or phases of this seduction and getting you hooked and then devaluing you and then moving on. So identity confusion can happen after a long chronic period of decades, and then it can also take place in a shorter period of time depending on how intense the person is really laying on those tactics. And so it's normal for people to feel lost and disconnected afterward.
Yeah.
So it's more than just attachment, it's your identity.